So, how do you know what to say or what to do when you go live on social media to get more engagement, more views, all of the things that we want when we go live? In today's training, I'm going to be going over and talking about the structure that should be part of your live every time you go live on social media. Now, of course, you have to keep in mind your own niche, your own product, your own audience, what it is that they want. But there are some key things that you could be doing that could actually um, repel people or could turn people away from watching your video. So I'm going to be talking about those things today. All right. So for those of you that have not met me before, my name is Anna Olson. I am a coach and mentor teaching small business owners how to effectively use video to market their business on social media and to grow their teams. Now, if you're watching me live, please say hello. Tell me where you're coming in from and join me in this conversation. I'll have some questions throughout, and I would love to have some feedback from you. If you're watching the replay, however, just let me know that you watched the replay and say hello. I'll come back and give you a shout out at that time. And tell me what was valuable to you. I would really love to know. All right, so let's talk about the structure for doing a Facebook Live. I mean, there's definitely some things you can do to have more engagement for your live. And of course, the number one step is to know your audience. What is it that your audience needs? What are their problems? And how can you solve those problems? You have to know who your audience is and who you're talking to. If you haven't done that, I have a training on target market, and I would love to help you with that. If you would like it, just put target market in the comments. Hey, Jennifer, nice to see you on. Awesome, awesome, all the way from Australia. Love it. I love it. I love it. Thanks for hopping on for sure. So I have a specific instructions on how to determine your target market. If you would like that, just drop me a target market in the comments and I will get that to you right away. But that's step number one. And then you need to create a headline, attention grabber, whatever you want, or a hook. Those are like three different terms that I've used in the recent past. So you want to make sure that it is something that is being searched. It is something that has good numbers behind it. And this is a little extra tip for you. I actually use YouTube to figure out what my headline is going to be. The headline for this live that I did today, I actually ran it through YouTube and looked at the numbers, the SEO numbers, before I use it. So that's really important. These are things that people are actually searching. And just putting out a sentence or something isn't necessarily going to get as many views or replays. So people will watch the replay much more often if you actually have done some SEO work or used search engine optimization tools to figure out what is being searched and what is not. That's what I use. So there's a hidden tip there. I use YouTube to figure out what my headlines are going to be. And then number 3 is you want to always introduce yourself. You don't want new people to you don't want to assume that new people know who's talking. So you might have, if you make your videos public, you might have a brand new person watching, and you want to make sure that you introduce yourself so they know who's talking. And of course, once they watch you over and over, I'm sure Jennifer knows exactly who's talking when I went live. Or, I mean, she probably got a notification. So, yeah, Jennifer, thank you. I discovered that from someone else, and I started using it, and it did make a difference. When I started using YouTube to figure out my headline, it actually made a difference. And so it was pretty good. It was pretty good. But you always want to make sure that people know who's talking, and introducing yourself and making sure, and during your introduction, make sure you talk about what it is that you do for people and how, obviously people know how they can get a hold of you because they're on your live. But what you can do for them is really important. It may not be something that they want, and they may not watch any further because they don't have your, whatever it is that you teach, they don't have any interest in it, which is okay. You really do want people that are interested in what you have to offer. And then throughout the live, make sure that you ask for engagement. I mean, you can ask questions right at the beginning. Within the first 3 seconds, you can ask questions. And that's how you get more engagement, is by asking questions. So if you can relate to this, drop me a number 1 in the comments. It's as simple as that. If you can relate to the fact that you want more engagement and maybe you forget to ask the questions. I know I do sometimes. So if you can relate to that, drop me a number 1 in the comments. Yeah, definitely. Hi, Dale. Thanks for hopping on, Dale. I sure appreciate that. But yes, absolutely. I sometimes I get so into what I'm talking about and what I'm training on that I just completely forget to ask more questions. And the more questions you ask, the more engagement you get. So anyway, it's pretty simple if we just remember to do it. And then the next step is to deliver your content. I like to, sometimes I'll do a little story before I deliver the content. I'll do a story of how I got here. So I'll share a little bit of my own experience. But I also like to, when I go, I have maybe bullet points on my content. So I'm going to do bullet point number 1, number 2, and I'll do the story within each bullet point. Then I don't do a pre-story. But give your audience the knowledge, or give them the ability to understand how you got here and how you used to, for me, this is my story about Facebook Lives. I was struggling to figure out what to say, when to say what, how often to do whatever, to go live and all those things. I was really struggling because I didn't have any of this training prior to this. And so I spent some time, I spent months. I've been doing this for months now. And I spent months trying to figure out what it is that people are doing. And I actually took some trainings on it. And that's how I got here. So I either share my story at the beginning, or I share it within each bullet point of my training. Either way is fine. But you want to let people know that you have, you've learned some things. I mean, you've been where they might be, but you've learned some things and now you're teaching it to them. And then the final step is always have a call to action. A call to action is not necessarily asking somebody to buy something. A call to action is to ask or tell them what they can do next. So if my call to action today is, if you would like all my free trainings that I give out, then just drop a me, or actually let's go with, let's do training. I was going to say free, but let's not do that. Let's do training in the comments, and I will get you the link to get to all of my free trainings that I have. I've put together quite a few. Actually, I put together 10 emails of free trainings for you guys. So I would love for you to utilize that, at least utilize that, and use it as much as you want. And of course, if you have questions beyond that, please let me know. That you can be real. Yeah, Dale, I'm not sure what you're answering there, but it is really, that's a really good point. Let me just add here. It is so extremely important to be, okay. So you're talking about when I'm sharing my story. Sorry, my brain is a little scattered today. It's ridiculous, but I kind of have a little bit of a cold too. But sharing your story is absolutely, that's the essential part, is to share your story so people can understand who you are, what you stand for, where you came from, where you're going, all of those things, all of those things. So yes, absolutely, Dale. Thank you so much. But so my, like I said, my call to action, put training in the comments and I will get you that free training. Get that information over to you right away. But it's important for people. Call to action means that you're just going to give them something they can do next or where they can learn more. Sometimes I will just give my website and say, hey, the information's on the website. Go check it out, depending on what I'm doing. But you should always have a call to action. And sometimes it's, this is available to buy. Drop me a buy in the comments and I will get connect with you. So that's I would say 80 or 20% of the time. And actually, I think I'm more like 10% of the time I will ask somebody to purchase something. But for the most part, I like to share more information. And maybe I'm doing a live and I have gotten my information from a different source. I will give them credit and I will actually ask people if they want the information, just drop me a certain word in the comments and then I will get them that information. I don't usually post the links into the comments of my live because I want people to ask for it if they want it. I don't want to assume that they're going to go there. So that's the structure for going live and having. If you do that on a consistent basis, you will most likely have more engagement. I mean, I've literally more likes, more comments, more shares, and some direct messages from my lives because of the way that I structured it. So that really does matter. So that's what I've got you for you ladies today. I say ladies because there's been 2 ladies on and commented. So thank you so much for being here. And thank you for the comments. I really, really appreciate it. And until the next video, have a great day wherever you're at. Great night wherever you're at. So we'll see you next time.